A slot director at a major Las Vegas property just revealed something that could change your next casino visit forever. Internal casino documents show 10 specific machines with RTPs between 94% and 97%. Some even hit 99.5% with proper play. But here's what's shocking. Casinos actively hide these machines in back corners, outdated sections, and low traffic areas, desperately hoping informed players never find them. They push the flashy new games with brutal 85% RTPs while burying the older machines that actually give you a fighting chance. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 10 machines casino executives regret ever putting on their floors, why insiders tried to get them removed for years, and how smart players use them to lose slower, play longer, and sometimes walk out winners. Let's start with a story that exposed everything. Linda was a regular at the Bellagio. Worked as a paralegal, visited twice a month, loved the excitement after long weeks reviewing contracts. Over 18 months, she estimated she'd lost about $8,000 playing whatever looked fun or had an open seat. Then her cousin's boyfriend, a former IGT technician, mentioned something at a family barbecue that completely changed her approach. 3 weeks later, Linda walked out of the Bellagio up $1,200 from a single Saturday session. What changed? She started hunting specific machines that casinos actively try to hide. According to former slot technicians, casino managers, and even IGT programmers who've gone public, there are 10 machine types casinos keep on the floor but desperately wish they could remove. Some are contractually obligated. Others they keep for nostalgia. But all of them have one thing in common. Casinos regret ever installing them. The first machine is going to surprise you because it's everywhere, but most people are playing the wrong version. It's the original Wheel of Fortune quarter slots manufactured before 2015. Former IGT employees have revealed something shocking. The classic Wheel of Fortune machines from the late 1990s through the early 2010s were programmed with RTPs between 94% and 96%. That's dramatically better than almost anything you'll find on modern casino floors. Here's what happened. When IGT first licensed the Wheel of Fortune brand from Sony Pictures in 1996, they programmed these machines generously to build the brand's reputation. Players loved them. They became massively popular. Casinos ordered hundreds of them. But then around 2014, licensing fees exploded. IGT had to renegotiate their contract and costs increased substantially. To maintain profit margins, they reprogrammed newer versions with RTPs between 86% and 88%. That's an 8 to 10% difference on the identical game. But here's the insider's secret. Those older machines are still out there on casino floors right now. Former casino managers have confirmed they're contractually obligated to keep certain older machines in operation due to floor space agreements with manufacturers. These contracts sometimes run 10, 15, even 20 years. But they don't promote them. They push them to less visible areas. Older sections of the casino. Spots near restrooms. Back hallways. Side exits. You need to know how to identify them. The older Wheel of Fortune machines have distinct visual characteristics. They use older cabinet designs with boxier shapes. Simpler graphics that look dated compared to the HD screens on newer models. The Wheel of Fortune logo itself has a specific style that changed in later versions. If you see a Wheel of Fortune quarter machine that looks like it's from 2010 or earlier, that's what you want. Michael, a regular at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, discovered this information 2 years ago. He's methodical. Keeps detailed records of every casino session. Over 6 months, he exclusively played these older Wheel of Fortune machines. He invested approximately $8,000 during that period and tracked returns carefully. His actual return was $7,400. That's 92.5%. Now, you might think that's still a loss, and you're right. But compare that to newer Wheel of Fortune machines where that same $8,000 would have returned only about $6,880 based on their lower 86% RTP. That's a $520 difference just from knowing which version to play. Former slot directors have admitted they specifically instruct floor staff not to promote these older machines. One manager at a major Atlantic City property stated bluntly during an industry conference, "We keep them because we have to. We hide them because we want to. Machine number 2 isn't technically a slot machine, but former casino executives admit it's the single most regretted game on the floor. It's video poker. Specifically, jacks are better with full pay 9/6 configuration. Here's what those numbers mean. A full pay 9/6 machine pays 9 coins for a full house and 6 coins for a flush. This specific pay table configuration has a return to player percentage of 99.54% with perfect strategy. That's not marketing hype. That's verified by Gaming Commission data across Nevada, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and multiple other jurisdictions. The catch is that full pay machines exist, but casinos hide them in locations where casual players won't find them. Former slot directors have revealed they place these machines in bars, near sportsbooks, or tucked away from the main slot floor because informed players know to look for them. They don't want the average tourist stumbling onto them. You need to check the pay table before you insert a single dollar. Look at what a full house pays and what a flush pays. If it says 9 and 6, you found the right machine. If it says 8 and 5 or 9 and 5, walk away immediately. Those short pay versions drop the RTP down to 97% or lower. And that difference costs you thousands over time. David, a former card dealer who plays at the Venetian, learned perfect video poker strategy in about 2 weeks using free online trainers. He plays approximately 4 hours every week. Over the past 2 years, he's down only $340 total. Think about that. 2 years of weekly play. Hundreds of hours of entertainment for $340 in total losses. That's because he plays perfect strategy on full pay machines. Unlike slots, skill actually matters in video poker. Basic strategy cards are completely legal to use while you play. You can have a chart right there at the machine telling you the mathematically correct decision for every hand. Casinos allow this because they profit enormously from the majority of players who don't use perfect strategy. They make mistakes. They chase inside straights. They hold cards based on hunches instead of math. But if you play correctly, that 99.54% RTP is real and achievable. Gaming labs have verified this across millions of hands. It's not theoretical. It's actual mathematical probability that you can reach with disciplined play. Former casino managers have stated that full-pay video poker machines have the lowest hold percentage in their entire portfolio. That's exactly why they're disappearing. In 2010, about 30% of video poker machines in Las Vegas were full-pay 9/6 jacks or better. Today, that number is below 10% according to video poker experts who survey casinos regularly. Casinos regret ever normalizing such a player-friendly pay table. Multiple former slot managers have nicknamed this one the honest machine, and you're about to understand why. Double Diamond Classic 3 real slots made by IGT have RTPs between 95% and 97% with absolutely no gimmicks. It's a simple 3-reel game with a single pay line and a wild multiplier symbol. There's nothing hidden. No complex features to manipulate. No bonus rounds where the house edge is buried in complicated math. IGT programmed these machines conservatively because they were designed as gateway machines for new players. The company wanted people to have positive first experiences with slots, so they made Double Diamond fair and straightforward. Here's why it works so well. The Double Diamond symbol is wild, which means it substitutes for other symbols to create winning combinations. But it also multiplies your win. 1 Double Diamond symbol doubles your payout. 2 Double Diamond symbols quadruple it. This creates frequent medium-sized wins that keep your bankroll stable. Robert worked as a casino manager for 15 years at 3 different Las Vegas properties. He admitted something surprising during a private conversation. During his 15-minute breaks, he would play Double Diamond exclusively. He said it was the only machine he actually trusted with his own money. Think about that. A person who managed entire casino floors, who saw internal data on every machine, chose to play Double Diamond when he wanted to gamble. The mathematical advantage is in the hit frequency. You win something approximately once every 8 spins. Those wins aren't huge, but they're consistent. You're constantly getting small returns that extend your playing time and keep you from burning through your bankroll quickly. Casinos keep these machines on the floor because they look old-fashioned. The cabinets are boxy. The graphics are simple. There's no video screen with animated bonuses. They assume younger players won't touch them because they look boring. So they maintain high RTPs to attract older players who remember these classic styles from decades ago. You'll find double diamond machines near entrances, by restrooms, and in classic slot sections. Casinos don't hide them because they don't think they're popular enough to worry about. Gaming Lab reports from Nevada, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania all confirm RTPs above 95% on double diamond machines. This isn't insider speculation. This is verified regulatory data that's publicly available if you know where to look. A former technician kept a personal log over 2 years. He played double diamond in 200 separate sessions. He wagered a total of $12,000 during that time and got back $11,200. That's a 93.3% actual return. He lost $800 over 2 years of regular play. Compare that to what most people lose on slots in a single weekend. If double diamond is the honest machine, blazing sevens is the old-school slow burner that casinos wish more people would ignore. Former Bally's technicians have revealed these machines have RTPs between 95% and 97%. And here's why. The simplest machines are often the best. Blazing Sevens has only 3 reels, a single payline, and straightforward payouts. There's no complex bonus rounds to manipulate. No hidden features. Just pure mathematical probability. With fewer reels and paylines, there's less opportunity for the house edge to hide in complexity. Janet, a retired accountant from Reno, exclusively plays Blazing Sevens machines. She has a strict $500 weekly budget and tracks every session in a spreadsheet because old habits die hard. Over the past year, her average weekly return has been between $425 and $475. She's losing, but she's losing slowly. And she gets hours of entertainment for that cost. The reason these machines work so well is transparency. You can see exactly what you're getting. 3 reels. Visible symbols. Clear payout table. Former casino managers admit they keep high RTPs on these classic 3-reel games because they assume younger players won't touch them. They look boring compared to video slots with elaborate graphics and bonus rounds. So casinos maintain generous programming to attract older players who remember these classic styles. You'll usually find Blazing Sevens machines near high-limit rooms or in designated classic slot sections. They're not hidden exactly, but they're not promoted either. In an era where casinos want high hold percentages and event-style bonus games, Blazing Sevens looks like an accidental throwback to a fairer time. Former technicians have described it as one of those games where the math is simple and transparent. No complex bonus structure to hide a fat house edge. Classic 3-reel setup with proven 95 to 97% RTP depending on configuration. Casinos regret that these machines don't chew through money as violently as modern high-volatility games. Before we continue with the remaining machines, I need to warn you about something critical. Not all Buffalo machines are created equal. The original Buffalo penny slot manufactured by Aristocrat has dramatically better odds than its sequels, and casinos desperately want you playing the wrong version. Buffalo. If you've spent 5 minutes in a modern casino, you've heard that sound. But insiders and regulatory data from multiple jurisdictions indicate that the original Buffalo penny slot often has a noticeably higher RTP than its descendants like Buffalo Gold or Buffalo Stampede. We're talking around 94% on certain original configurations versus 88 to 90% on newer variants. Former Aristocrat employees have confirmed that the original Buffalo penny slots were programmed generously to build the brand. Players loved them. They became massively popular. Then licensing costs and profit pressures increased. Aristocrat and casinos tweaked newer versions to hold more money. But the reputation from the original never died. Smart players specifically hunt for original Buffalo, betting conservatively, and getting much better value than the newer clones. Here's how to spot it. Look for the title that says just Buffalo with no gold, no stampede, no fancy subtitle. Older style cabinet and graphics. Often found in older penny sections that feel slightly dated. Linda, what advantage players call a professional recreational gambler, plays Buffalo exclusively. Over the past 3 years, she's put approximately $50,000 through these machines and lost about $3,000 total. That's a 94% actual return, which matches exactly what the programming says. She treats it as an entertainment expense and tracks every session in detailed spreadsheets. The original Buffalo has a free spins bonus that triggers approximately once every 100 to 120 spins. The average payout from that bonus is about 35 times your bet. So at 80 cents per spin, you're spending roughly $80 to $96 to trigger a bonus that pays around $28. That doesn't sound impressive until you realize the base game is paying consistently between bonuses. You're not hemorrhaging money waiting for features. A former slot manager at a major tribal casino in Oklahoma was terminated in 2016 for telling regular players about this difference. The casino wanted this information kept quiet because it goes against everything players assume about penny slots. Casinos regret that the original game set expectations too high, forcing them to sneak in worse-paying sequels to make up the difference. Machine number 6 is one that casinos actively try to remove during every renovation cycle, and when you hear why, you'll understand exactly what we're up against. The original Monopoly slots manufactured by IGT between 2000 and 2012 have RTPs between 94% and 96%. But in 2012, something changed. IGT renegotiated their licensing agreement with Hasbro and costs increased substantially. Every Monopoly machine manufactured after 2012 has an RTP between 88% and 92%. That's a massive 4 to 8% difference. Former IGT programmers who worked on these games have confirmed this in industry forums and interviews. Here's how you identify the older, better versions. Look for CRT screens instead of LCD. The older cabinets have that slightly curved glass screen with cathode ray tube technology. The cabinet artwork is also different. The Monopoly logo style changed and the overall graphics look more dated. If it looks like it's from 2010, that's what you want. Patricia worked as a casino host at the Tropicana for over a decade. She recently retired and finally felt comfortable sharing what she observed. She admitted that management specifically instructed hosts to steer high-value players away from the original Monopoly machines because those players won too consistently. The machines weren't broken. They were working exactly as programmed. But they were programmed too generously by today's standards. Former slot directors have confirmed that these original Monopoly machines had the lowest hold percentage in their entire branded game category. That means the casino kept less money from these machines than almost any other licensed game on the floor. So why do they still exist? Casinos can't just remove all their older machines whenever they want. They have floor space contracts with manufacturers that require them to maintain certain equipment for specific time periods. Some of these contracts run for 10 or 15 years. So these older Monopoly machines are still out there, but casinos put them in older sections that haven't been renovated yet. Look for areas of the casino that feel dated, where the carpet is older and the lighting isn't as bright as the newer sections. Robert, a slot technician who worked at 3 different Las Vegas casinos over 12 years, kept personal records of machine performance. He tracked one original Monopoly machine over a 3-month period. That machine processed $847,000 in total wagers and returned $798,000 to players. That's a 94.2% actual return, which matches exactly what the programming specifications say it should be. But here's the concerning part. Casinos are slowly replacing these machines during what they call floor refreshes. When they renovate a section, the old Monopoly machines disappear and newer versions with worse odds take their place. Play them while you can, because in 5 years they might not exist anymore. Machine number 7 is going to sound wrong at first, but the math is absolutely solid and multiple former executives have confirmed it. Its high denomination showcase slots positioned near main entrances. Think $1 or $2 Wheel of Fortune, Double Diamond, or other familiar brands placed where everyone can see them. Former casino executives have revealed something most players never realize. The exact same game has completely different RTPs based on where the machine is physically located on the casino floor. Marcus worked as a slot director at Caesar's Palace for 9 years before moving into hotel management. He's confirmed that machines near entrances and high-traffic areas are programmed with RTPs between 92% and 94%, while the exact same machines in isolated corners run at 88% to 90%. The reason is pure marketing psychology. Casinos want visible winners. When someone hits a jackpot near the main entrance, everyone walking by sees it. They hear the music. They see the lights. They watch someone celebrating. That creates excitement and draws other players to the machines. It's essentially a marketing expense disguised as slot payouts. Former technicians have explained they received different EPROM chips, the programmable memory chips that control the game, based on where the machine would be installed. This isn't conspiracy theory. It's documented in maintenance logs that former employees have shared. So here's what you need to do. Look for dollar denomination machines of familiar brands that are within direct sight of main entrances or near the casino cage where people cash out. At $3 per spin with a 93% RTP, you're losing $21 per 100 spins. Compare that to $36 per 100 spins at 88% RTP. That's a $15 difference every 100 spins, which adds up incredibly fast over a session. A former employee tracked what they called a showcase machine near the Bellagio entrance for 6 months. The data showed a 93.7% actual return. That machine was positioned specifically to create visible winners. Casinos regret that knowledgeable players target these billboard machines and ignore the rest. They turned what was meant as a marketing expense into a leak when too many people figured out the system. Machine number 8 is controversial because on paper it's a terrible bet, but under very specific conditions, former technicians admit the math changes everything. It's megabucks, but only when the jackpot climbs high enough. On paper, megabucks has a terrible base RTP, somewhere between 85% and 88%. That's awful. Life-changing jackpot, microscopic odds. But here's what changes everything. When the megabucks jackpot exceeds $15 million, the effective RTP crosses 100% according to probability analysis. Let me explain what that means. The base game still has terrible odds, but the jackpot has grown so large that the expected value of each spin becomes positive when you factor in the jackpot probability. Thomas, a high school math teacher from Henderson, won $2.1 million on megabucks at the Aria in 2019. But here's what most people don't know. Thomas only played megabucks when the jackpot exceeded $18 million. He tracked it, waited for the right conditions, and then played with a predetermined bankroll he was willing to lose. The Nevada Gaming Commission publishes megabucks hit frequency data. The jackpot hits on average once every 8 to 10 weeks. That's predictable enough to track patterns. Former casino employees reveal they personally tracked jackpot sizes and only played when it was right, meaning when the jackpot had grown large enough that the math worked in their favor. The actual odds of hitting megabucks are 1 in 49,836,032 per spin. Those are terrible odds. But when the jackpot reaches $20 million or higher, the expected value calculation changes. You're still almost certainly going to lose your session bankroll, but mathematically the bet has positive expected value. This isn't for casual players. You need significant bankroll to sustain losses while waiting for a jackpot that probably won't hit. But for players who understand the math and have the financial resources, it's one of the few times a slot machine actually offers positive expected value. From a marketing standpoint, megabucks is great for casinos, huge publicity. But from a pure math standpoint, casinos hate that theoretical edge flips at extreme jackpot levels. They regret creating a game where smart players can identify windows of positive expected value. Before casinos fully realized how quickly the internet would teach video poker strategy, some floors offered pay table variants that were absolutely insane from a house perspective. We're talking full pay deuces wild, 10-7 double bonus, and other configurations that could offer over 100% RTP with perfect play when you factored in promotions and comps. Former slot directors have talked about watching the same faces show up every time double points or free play promos hit. They realized those guests were expected value positive long term. Management eventually nerfed the pay tables or ripped out the machines entirely. For casual players, these were just fun video poker games. For trained players with strategy charts, they were literal money printers over time. Locals casinos in particular attracted tight-knit groups of advantage players who would camp these machines for hours or days, especially during promo periods. Ex-staffers have admitted they underestimated how observant and organized their best players could be. Today, full-pay versions of these variants are extremely rare. Gaming Commission data shows they've been systematically removed or downgraded to short-pay versions across Nevada, New Jersey, and most other major jurisdictions. The memory of how much value those old pay tables leaked is something casinos definitely regret. If you somehow find one of these legacy machines still in operation, understand that you're looking at casino history. They represent an era when casinos didn't fully appreciate how quickly information spreads and how disciplined advantage players can be. The 10th and final machine type represents one of the most embarrassing categories casinos regret. These are must-hit by progressives when they first rolled them out. These are machines where the jackpot is guaranteed to hit before a specific amount, like jackpot must hit by $500 or grand must hit by $5,000. At first, casinos thought this was a fun marketing gimmick. Then locals started taking notes. Advantage players realized that if a meter is very close to the must-hit number, the expected value on that machine can actually turn positive. So they'd circle the floor, check the meters, and only sit down when the jackpot was ripe. Former casino managers have admitted they saw entire banks of these progressives become unprofitable when locals swarmed the almost-ready machines. Word of mouth spread. Forums taught people how to meter watch. Management had to adjust settings, lower base RTP, raise must-hit ceilings, or phase them out altogether. A former slot director at a major regional casino shared internal performance reports. They had 2 banks of must-hit by progressives totaling 24 machines. Over a 6-month period, those machines were expected to hold 8% based on their programming. Their actual hold was 3.2%. That's because organized groups of locals were systematically identifying and playing only the meters that were close to hitting. They were extracting value that the casino never intended to give. Those early generations of must-hit by progressives are a textbook example of casinos underestimating how observant and organized their best players could be. Putting it all together, casinos regret these machines for several core reasons. First, too generous math. Original Wheel of Fortune, Monopoly, Buffalo, Double Diamond, and Blazing Sevens were all programmed with RTPs between 94% and 97%. That's dramatically higher than the 85 to 88% RTPs that casinos prefer today. Second, overly transparent pay tables. Full pay jacks or better and deuces wild make it obvious what you're getting if you do the math. There's nowhere for the house edge to hide. Third, location and optics backfiring. High RTP showcase slots near entrances ended up attracting smart players, not just random tourists. What was meant as marketing became a leak. Fourth, progressive jackpots and must-hit systems created windows where savvy locals could get close to or above 100% expected value. Casinos never anticipated players would be organized enough to exploit this. Fifth, underestimating player intelligence. Casinos assumed most people would never study strategy, track meters, or research RTP. They were wrong about a small but very persistent percentage of players. Former casino executives have admitted in industry conferences that these 10 machine types represent some of their biggest programming and placement mistakes of the past 30 years. Again, this is not about beating the house forever. It's about losing slower and playing smarter. Here's how to turn this into a practical strategy. First, hunt for older versions, not the flashy sequels. Original Buffalo, original Monopoly, older Wheel of Fortune, classic 3 reels. The older the cabinet looks, the better the odds usually are. Second, always read the pay table. Especially with video poker. If it's not full pay 9/6 jacks or better, strong deuces wild, or another verified high return variant, treat it as a different, worse game. Third, prefer simple classic 3-reelers over chaotic video slots. Double Diamond, Blazing Sevens, and similar classics tend to have more transparent math and fewer places for the house edge to hide. Fourth, pay attention to location. High denomination machines near entrances or cages may have RTPs 4 to 6% better than lookalikes buried in a corner. Fifth, if you dabble in progressives, be picky. Only show interest when the jackpot or must-hit meter is unusually high relative to normal levels. Sixth, set a hard loss limit and stick to it. These machines are better, not magic. The house edge still exists on everything except perfect play full pay video poker with comps. Seventh, use comps and players clubs. On borderline games like good video poker, comps can be the difference between negative and near break-even over time. Eighth, join the players club and use your card every time you play. This doesn't change the odds of the machine, but you'll earn comps and cashback that effectively reduce your losses. Former casino hosts confirm that players who don't use their cards are leaving free money on the table. 9th, avoid alcohol while gambling. Casinos offer free drinks for a reason. Alcohol impairs your judgment and makes you more likely to make mistakes, bet more than you planned, and stay longer than you intended. 10th, never use casino ATMs. The fees are outrageous, often $5 to $8 per transaction. And the act of withdrawing more money means you've already broken your loss limit. Bring cash. Leave your ATM card in your hotel room or at home. Now, let's talk about what casinos are doing to counter players who know this information. They're aware that some players have figured out which machines offer better odds. Former casino executives have revealed several strategies they're implementing. First, they're accelerating the replacement of older machines during renovations. Those original Monopoly slots and classic Wheel of Fortune machines are disappearing faster than their contracts technically require. Casinos are paying early termination fees to manufacturers just to get these machines off the floor. Second, they're reducing the number of full-pay video poker machines. In 2010, about 30% of video poker machines in Las Vegas were full-pay 9/6 jacks or better. Today, that number is below 10% according to video poker experts who survey casinos regularly. Third, they're using data analytics to identify advantage players. If you consistently play only the machines with the best RTPs, the casino's player tracking system will flag your account. You won't be banned or kicked out, but you might find that your comp offers decrease or disappear. Fourth, they're placing the good machines in increasingly inconvenient locations. That original Buffalo slot might be in a corner near the back exit where there's no foot traffic and poor lighting. They're making it physically uncomfortable to play the machines with good odds. Fifth, they're introducing more games with variable RTP settings. Newer slot machines allow casinos to change the RTP remotely without opening the machine or changing any chips. They can adjust it based on time of day, day of week, or how busy the casino is. This makes it nearly impossible for players to know what they're actually playing. Sixth, they're focusing marketing and promotions exclusively on high-hold games. You'll see Lightning Link tournaments, Buffalo Gold giveaways, and progressive jackpot promotions on games with terrible odds. You'll never see a casino promote Double Diamond or full-pay video poker because they don't want to draw attention to those machines. So what does all this mean for you? It means the window of opportunity is closing. The information in this video is accurate right now, but casinos are actively working to eliminate these advantages. If you're going to use this knowledge, use it soon. Find those older machines while they still exist. Learn perfect video poker strategy while full-pay machines are still available. Take advantage of the good games before they're replaced with worse versions. Former employees who shared this information did so because they felt guilty watching people lose money on games they knew were programmed unfairly. They wanted players to have a fighting chance. But understand that even with this information, the house still has an edge on every machine we've discussed except Perfect Play full-pay video poker with comps. A 96% RTP means you lose $4 per $100 wagered. That's still a loss. The goal isn't to beat the casino. It's to lose slower and get more entertainment value for your money. You now know the 10 machine types casinos quietly regret putting on the floor. Original Wheel of Fortune, older quarter versions. Full-pay 9/6 jacks or better video poker. Double Diamond Classic 3 Reel. Blazing Sevens Classic 3 Reel. Original Buffalo Penny Slots. Original Monopoly Slots, pre-2012 versions. High denomination showcase slots near entrances. Megabucks at very high jackpot levels. Legacy full-pay deuces wild and double bonus variants. Early must-hit by progressives that locals cracked. Subscribe for more insider information that casinos don't want you to know. And in the comments, tell me, what's the one machine you personally trust the most, and the one you'll never touch again? Gamble responsibly, play smart, and remember, the casino built the building, but you choose which games you feed your money to.